9 News Plus weather sponsored by Carrier Colorado. The future of home comfort is here.
Hey, happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm 9 News meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and it is just beautiful outside right now. I was just looking at some of the webcams around the metro area. It looks so gorgeous and lush outside. That is thanks to all that rain that we got last week. But boy, I was just saying this, in Boulder right now, it looks like we're in Ireland because of all that wet weather we've had. That green up, it is so sudden, it is so pronounced. It just looks beautiful and lush outside, and just want to take a quick moment to reflect on that, because again, it's thanks to our 3, 4, 5 inches of rain that we got last week. We've got more rain on the way for tomorrow, but at least for the meantime today, things looking pretty gorgeous for most of the day part today. And we do have a chance for some more storms this afternoon, but at this point, it looks like maybe a slightly lower chance of seeing a storm today compared to yesterday. All right, let's take a look outside right now, and this is the view from downtown Denver. Again, maybe from this vantage point, harder to see the just lushness that we've got across the metro area, but it's looking pretty green out there, isn't it? And as you can see on the far right-hand side of your screen, that is Park Avenue, and then off in the distance, you've got downtown Denver and the mountains, which are still snow-capped, by the way. And by the way, we're also going to add a little bit of snow to the high country tomorrow night and into your Friday morning. All right, let's take a look at those overall headlines weather-wise right now. Today, near 80 degrees, lots of sunshine. Then we get some afternoon showers and storms into the picture. Again, 20-30% chance at a storm this afternoon, probably slightly lower odds compared to yesterday. And we're looking at a fairly low risk for severe weather, but it's non-zero. Always a good idea to have the car or have the garage or the carport available nearby, just in case you get a storm during the afternoon or early evening. Tomorrow, it's cooler, it's wetter, it's pretty damp for the most part with afternoon showers and storms, and the weekend we warm back up again. But we've already seen, look at this here in Denver so far this month of May. We picked up 4.7 inches worth of rainfall. Folks, it is May the 17th, which means we've still got 2 more weeks to go in the month, and it's already our 10th wettest May on record, one of our top 25 wettest months on record, period, any time of the year. So again, we're just about a little over halfway through the month, and it's already our 10th wettest May on record. And again, we're going to be adding more to this total tomorrow night, and perhaps even a little bit more tonight as well. By the way, also worth noting, yesterday was our 7th consecutive day with measurable rainfall in Denver. That is our longest streak since 2015. So it has been wet. It has been stormy, but we're seeing some of those rewards up into the foothills right now. Now for today, I mentioned we do have that chance for some storms. I think here in the metro area, I think we're going to stay with those sub-severe storms. We're probably talking about in Denver, most of the metro area, we're talking about maybe 30, 40, maybe 50-mile-an-hour winds, some P to maybe dime-sized hail, and a quick downpour, some rumbles of thunder. That's pretty much it. The further east you go, that's where we're looking at more of a threat for some larger hail, maybe above a quarter in size and diameter, and some gusty winds, perhaps in excess of 60 miles an hour out there on the eastern plains from Fort Morgan and Lyman on east. HD Doppler radar, it is mostly quiet right now. We do have some storms trying to flare on up in the San Luis Valley, as well as out by Raton Pass in far southern Colorado, but for the majority of the state, we are looking high and dry right now. That changes over the next few hours with showers and storms that first develop into the high country. Those will push east. They'll move out onto the Palmer Divide. As they do so, looks like we'll see maybe the chance for a storm, probably better chance south of Denver for today compared to yesterday's north half of the metro area storms. Then by about 10, 11 o'clock or so, the majority of those storms over and done with. Let's take a closer look in here at the metro area, what we can expect. Again, the chance for severe weather in Denver today is pretty low, but we do have a good 20-30% chance at seeing a storm between, I would say, it's looking maybe later and later at this point, maybe closer to about 4 to 8, maybe 4 to 9 p.m. at seeing a shower or a storm this evening. Better chance today will be on the Palmer Divide. So for our friends out there, I know you didn't see anything really yesterday from Highlands Ranch, C470 on south, but maybe today is the day that you get a good little soaking out there, which means you can keep those sprinklers off. And by the way, you shouldn't have your sprinklers on right now. With the amount of rain that we got last week, I think we're good on the sprinklers for a little while. Let's conserve that water. Still a chance for a storm even into the evening hours, but I think by about midnight, those shower storms over and done with. Then a cold front rolls through, and we will wake up to cloudy skies for tomorrow. Already 73 beautiful degrees right now here in Denver. I know my fiance at home is working outside, and for those of you lucky enough to be remote or able to work from home, today is the day to be outside, eat that lunch outside. It is just beautiful outdoors for the moment, and we should stay that way for the next couple of hours into the high country. 50s, 60s, pretty pleasant day overall. Today, near 80 degrees, increasing clouds, isolated storms 3 to 7 p.m. We got a pretty good chance of getting up to 80 degrees for the first time since last month here in Denver. It's been a while since we've gotten to that 80 degree mark, but that changes for tomorrow. Notice those blue triangles, that's a cold front that moves through overnight tonight. And that'll change us from this kind of warm and mostly sunny during the day pattern to cool and cloudy for tomorrow. And then we'll see those showers and storms develop during the afternoon, first in the foothills, and then for us in the Denver area, it looks like tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, we'll see some of that wet weather rumble its way through the front range, and then it stays kind of cloudy and cool into your Friday, maybe a bit more sunshine for Friday, but it stays cool for your Friday as well. So for tonight, temperatures drop down around 50, mostly cloudy with storms early, probably before midnight for most of us, and then we'll see those cloudy skies continue into the morning hours. And for tomorrow, it's cloudy, it's cool with highs only in the mid 60s and with some showers and storms around, especially during the afternoon and the evening hours. So closer look in for tomorrow. Again, we get those showers and storms into the picture, but a bit more detail what we can expect for tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. I think we're going to stay dry for the most part during the morning. It's the afternoon, it's the early evening when we see those showers and those storms develop. Again, first in the foothills, and then for us into the Palmer Divide and the Eastern Plains as well. And we'll see that slowly dissipate as we get near Friday. By Friday, just a few showers left over, but we can expect a bit more in the way of some of that rainfall. Now, for us here in Denver, I think a good half-inch of rain seems likely. That would push us into probably our top 5 wettest Mays on record. So just continuing with this very, very wet pattern that we've been locked into for a very prolonged period at this point. In some parts of southern Colorado, we can see as much as maybe an inch and a half of wet weather. So we got a ton more rain to go for us here in southeastern Colorado and the metro area. Good half-inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch rainfall from this upcoming storm system. So for tomorrow and Friday, it is cool, it is wet, mid 60s. Saturday, Sunday, we warm back up again. Much nicer for the weekend with isolated showers and storms both days, but not too widespread. And then for Monday and Tuesday, warmer, and I think generally drier as well, but a bit more of a pattern that you would expect for this time of year for next week, for the weekend and next week, with, generally speaking, an overall drier pattern ahead, though we do have afternoon shower and storm chances. Now, one bit of a bad news note is we do have some wildfire smoke. I know it's been a while since we've said that. It's a really weird time of year for us to be talking about wildfire smoke, and also the location of where these fires are. This is in Western Canada. Over 1 million acres have been burnt up that way, and in British Columbia and Alberta and the Canadian provinces of Western Canada, and that smoke is going to seep down into eastern Colorado starting on Friday, but probably more in earnest for your Saturdays. We get that northerly push of air, and that'll bring us some of that smoke. It'll be noticeably hazy for, again, probably Friday and Saturday. By Saturday night and Sunday, we should start to dissipate that. Now, I always like to close out with some good news. Here's that good news. Take a look at this map. This is going to look really, 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 really different come tomorrow. So this map gets updated once a week, and that update is released every Thursday morning. So this does not include all the crazy wet weather that we had last week. So this map, I can just tell you this, and this is probably peak nerd of me, but I am setting my alarm for 5:55 a.m. tomorrow morning, because that map that I just showed you, it's updated at 8 a.m. Eastern time every Thursday. So come tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Mountain time, that map that I just showed you, and I'll go back to it for a quick second, this is going to look substantially different. In fact, we just might, I don't know, we might not have much of any drought left over after this upcoming release because of all the rain that we got last week. We had, it's rare to get this in Colorado, but what we had last week was not just a drought denter. Most of the time when we get a heavy rainfall event, it puts a dent into the drought. It makes some alterations to that map, some pretty big ones, but what we got last week, that was a drought-busting rainfall. 3, 4, 5 inches of rain, that just doesn't happen here along the Front Range. So I would not be surprised if we basically got no color on that map for tomorrow morning, and that is good news. And you're, again, seeing some of those effects of all that rainfall around the metro area, with things looking so green and so lush. So get outside, enjoy this wonderful weather on your Wednesday. Tomorrow, the weather not so nice, but then again, for the weekend and next week, things looking a fair bit better and also a fair bit warmer as well. But tomorrow and Friday, kind of lousy weather days, no doubt about that. But today, isolated showers and storms. Looks like more of an evening threat, so about 4 to maybe 9 p.m. for some of those showers and storms. Then tomorrow, once again, it's the evening when we see that rainfall and some of those showers and storms as well. I'll have another update for you coming up at 9 News at noon and also at 2 p.m. here on 9 News Plus. Then at 4 and 5, we'll have Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin in for those updates, and then meteorologist Danielle Grant's in at 6, 9, 10 tonight on the 9 News family of networks. Once again, I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus, and have a great rest of your Wednesday.